What's up to all my Illinois residents? Orlando Pace here, Pro Football Hall of Famer, former St. Louis Ram, and former Chicago Bear. And I'm here to encourage all my fellow football fans to join Team St. Clair by visiting the COVID-19 mass vaccination site in Belle Claire Fairgrounds in Belleville, Illinois. The site is open every day except Wednesdays. We want you to join us in being a part of the solution and getting vaccinated. All the best. Peace.
Good afternoon. Welcome to day 420 at the EMA office, where we bring you the latest information on the COVID numbers. Joined with Chairman Mark Kern and Brian Whitaker. Brian, you've got the numbers today?
Yes, sir. In St. Clair County, we've tested 347,284. That's an increase of 948 since yesterday. Positive test results are 30,649, which is an increase of 21 since yesterday. Those are males and females under the age of 1 up to their 60s. And that brings our daily county positivity to 2.2%. For negative test results, we're at 316,635. Our county death total related to COVID-19 remains at 477. For those that have completed the IDPH required 10-day isolation period, we're at 29,877. For state totals, they've tested 23,204,489. Positive test results of 1,351,497. That's an increase of 3,321 since yesterday. Sadly, the state did announce 36 additional COVID-19 related deaths, bringing the statewide death total to 22,171. For hospitalization numbers, those hospitalized in St. Clair County hospitals, we have 15 patients admitted due to COVID-related illness, with 0 patients on ventilators. Regionally, there are 35 patients admitted due to COVID-related illness, with 1 patient on a ventilator. There are no changes in our congregate living facilities today, and as we look at some small increases in our hospitalization, that reminds us that testing still remains so vitally important. If you feel like you've been exposed to COVID-19 or you're displaying any symptoms of COVID-19, make sure you're getting that test completed. Testing is available Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday at St. Clair Square from 8 to 4, and also at various pharmacies and urgent care facilities throughout the county. I'll now turn it over to Chairman Kern for his update.
Thanks, Brian. Okay, let's look at the zip code report for today. Remember, these are the COVID positive changes in the county zip codes. We'll start with 62059 today, which is down 1 to 40. 62201 is up 3 to 612. 62203 up 1 to 663. 62205 is up 1 to 675. 62207 is up 3 to 638. 62208 up 2 to 1731. 62220 up 2 to 2,182. 62221 up 4 to 2,930. 62223 up 1 to 1,854. 62226 up 3 to 3,361. 62243 up 1 to 806. 62254 up 1 to 823. 62257 up 2 to 362. 62260 is up 1 today to 839. 62269 up 4 to 3,429. And 62285 up 1 to 600. As Brian said, 21 new cases in St. Clair County today. 948 people were tested. That brings our county positivity up just a tick today to 2.2%, but the rolling average goes down to 2.8%, and regional positivity remains the same today at 2.9%. And that's because Bond County called in today at 8.1%, Clinton 2.1%, Madison 5.2%, Monroe's at 0% today, and Randolph is at 0.4%. St. Clair, 1.1%, good job. And Washington County, 0%, better job, Washington County. So, Herb, numbers seem to be pretty steady in the low area. I was with Senator Duckworth earlier today. We talked about, the response to COVID and certainly how we were reimbursed for PPE. They were really very helpful to all the communities that had difficulties during this pandemic. We were really very fortunate to have a representative like Senator Duckworth, Senator Durbin, who were fighting for us in Washington, where really a lot of the response emanated from throughout this whole pandemic and continues to.
Well, and when you look at the cost that's been incurred at the Mass site with the amount of staffing there above and beyond the National Guard, the medical personnel, that site's got a pretty hefty price tag, and we couldn't get that done without our state supporters, like the Jay Hoffmans and Senator Belts and people like that, and then of course there's the people you were with today. But
and that's the reason why, if people ask, well, why are you going to be shutting down the mass vaccination site at the end of the month? It's because with fewer numbers coming in, if we're only vaccinating 500 or 600 people a day with the capacity to be able to do, several thousand, there's a point where it isn't economically feasible to only do that amount. That's why we encourage people through the public service announcements that we're putting out, whether it's perhaps a free ice cream cone offer or a coupon that's given away. It's all designed to try to get people here now, get vaccinated now. Now's the time we need to put this immunity out there, because that's the only way we're going to be able to get rid of these things and get back to life as normal. It's really up to everyone to get vaccinated so that we can get this community where we need to be, so we can start going to baseball games. We talked about that last night again. Get kids' sports back, get things rolling again. Graduation, I'm not able to attend my son's graduation at college because it's going to be a Zoom deal. So that's disappointing. If we could have gotten the numbers down lower, maybe we could have gone in person. But
well, and we're going to keep pushing, and the site's going to close there at the fairgrounds on May 30th. But then we'll still have the vaccine available at the 330 West Main Street in Belleville through the health department. And this Sunday is kind of the cutoff date because of the 21-day that you have to wait in between if it's your first shot. But if you do decide to come next week or the week after to get your first shot, then you'll still be able to get it at 330 West
and
Main.
it's basically the cutoff to be able to get 2 shots
Yes.
at the fairgrounds, which is really a convenient way to go. You get 2 doses of Pfizer in your arm and you're good to go. We heard the reports today that the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines have been tested and they're very effective against these variant strains that we keep hearing about. So I feel pretty good. I've got Pfizer, both shots, and so it allows me to be a little more confident when I go out that I'm not going to come up sick, or my family is not going to come up sick. More importantly, that we haven't transferred that virus to one of our loved ones or one of our friends or anybody. Frankly, we owe it to the community to not be carriers of the virus and to get to become immune to the strain.
Brian, why don't you explain, yesterday we announced the going into the next phase. There was a couple of questions about they'd heard that we're going to be moving on May 11th.
May 14th,
14th.
next Friday, a week from today, IDPH and the governor's office announced that we are on track to move into what is described as the bridge phase. The same metrics and stuff will exist, but there's a little more expansion in the capacity at the different facilities, at spectator events, things like that, can increase their percentages a little bit longer. And then we monitor those phases again for 28 days, and the expectation is then on June 11th, we would be as a state ready to enter phase 5, which would be back to the unrestricted activities.
But Brian, does it affect anything that we're now seeing with restaurants and bars and stores, retail, those type of things? Are most of those restrictions, other than requiring a mask, really?
Yeah, really the only change you're going to see at a restaurant and bar is the standing room capacity goes from 25% to 30%. Not a huge difference there. Tables still have to be 6 feet apart. Still limits of 10 people at a gathering. 10 people at a table at a bar or restaurant. But where you're seeing more of the capacity changes are in your fitness centers, your office spaces. They're raising up to 60% capacity. We're seeing some doubling of capacities for outdoor events and outdoor gatherings. Some extensions of capacities at amusement type places, things like that. But ultimately, it's going to be that phase 5 that
And that's June 11th.
June 11th.
And on June 11th, then everything opens except masks are going to be required?
Correct. Masks will remain until the CDC provides guidance that they're no longer necessary.
But there'll be no more restrictions. Things will go back to parades, chili cook-off.
And the caveat on that is as long as everything remains on track.
Right.
Dr. Ezike said yesterday she's very confident in the way they've studied these metrics and the way they've gone up and down with what they actually called was our third wave of COVID, that they very much understand. Because even today, we sit still in the red zone for deaths related to COVID in the past 28 days. But as she mentioned yesterday, that is the final indicator. We've seen everything else come up, come back down. Deaths are now the highest, and they're going to come back down. And she didn't see why there would be a reason that we don't push through these 28 days.
And it seems that summer is our friend when it came to this virus. At least history points that way. So hopefully, the heat becomes our friend again and puts a nail in that coffin, Herb, in
Chairman, one
the
other thing.
virus coffin.
And we pointed out every day the new cases, 21 new ones today, 16 of them under the age of 40. So that's that age group that we keep talking about that has just got to help us get this thing under control. And we're seeing more and more of that every day on that age group. So if you know somebody out there under the age of 40, tell them to get vaccinated. Brian, is there any word on the 12 years old on? Have we heard anything on that yet?
They're still awaiting the addition of 12 to 15-year-olds in the EUA, but they do expect that within probably the next week or so.
So that'd be good. And like I said, once that comes in, we can start looking at the youngsters, and then the health department is working on their plan to even make it more accessible at 330 West Main Street. We'll have that up and ready to go right there shortly after May 30th when the fairground shuts down. So we really appreciate all the help Team St. Clair has been given. We will continue to be here monitoring this all the way through June the 11th for sure, because we want to get to that phase where we can have everything opened up 100%, and that's a goal we're shooting for. Cindy's not with us today, so we'll be back here tomorrow for day 421. Everybody have a good evening.